Welcome to the Brad Lang Show. I am Brad Lang. This week on the show, we're going to take a look at the escalating violence in leftist protest. But first, let's set a baseline for what exactly violent protest is. And luckily, we have something similar to what we're seeing from the left in the Tea Party. The Tea Party emerged in 2009 after the election of Barack Obama. They held protests and rallies, speaking out against big government and excessive spending and regulation, while supporting politicians who proposed lowering taxes and stopping the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. It was mostly white, mostly middle-aged, and boringly peaceful. The Tea Party sought solutions to their issues through the political process of nominating and supporting people to run for office to push that message. Now, with that in mind, we're going to take a look at the direction the left has taken, and it's a little different. In 2011, after the midterm elections that saw the Republicans take the House, we met Occupy Wall Street, a merry group of Robin Hoods protesting the excesses of Wall Street and blaming the big banks for the crash in the economy in 2008. Living in their little commune in Zuccotti Park, they literally had everything. They had sage cleansings, farmers markets, arts and crafts, and of course they had a drum circle. I mean, they even had this guy. How high is this guy right now? If he were at a protest today, he would probably be shunned for cultural appropriation. But more power to you, balloon hat man. It was like Dropout Summer Camp, a bunch of wannabe hippies and 60s retreads rallying against the oppression of capitalism. They wanted to change the world, but all they managed to do was to smoke pot and smell bad. In the summer of 2013, after the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, we saw the next evolution of protests, sparked by the perceived racial targeting of police against black men. Black Lives Matters. Well, that looks familiar. BLM took to the streets to demand racial justice and fried pigs in a blanket. I may have mixed that part up. But as you can see here in this footage from Baltimore, I mean, Black Lives Matter was really built on the Occupy movement by focusing on, recycling and coming together as a community and just some casual looting. I mean, so that was fun. BLM protests continued on throughout to the election of Donald Trump. And are still taking place sporadically, but they've really lost the media's attention. The important thing of note with BLM is that it took the next step in the evolution of left-wing violence. They'd progressed from trespassing and just occupying space to vandalism, theft, and destruction of property. However, since the election of Donald Trump was elected the 45th president of the United States. It has hit a whole new level. Now, who is this devious group that's finally found the courage to leave their mother's basement? Antifa. Antifa. Since the left and the media has determined that anyone, not just who voted for Trump, but anyone who isn't on board with their speech silencing, gender multiplying, safe space creating agenda is definitely a racist Nazi, a homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, racist, sexist bigot. I mean, frankly, they get what they deserve, right? Apparently so. If we look at what's been going on out in Berkeley, California, we see the escalation again. From trashing your neighborhood now to trashing your opponent's face. This is a free speech rally that was held in response to the cancellation of a talk by literally Hitler himself, Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, I haven't seen this many dudes in skinny jeans since I lived in Brooklyn, but they're here to take Nazi scalps. The new thing with this group is that they obviously show up just to voice a differing point of view with their helmets and flags with unusually large wooden flagpoles. And then we've got these two ladies here who have a problem being filmed, but luckily for them, they got a ninja who sneaks up behind them and just smacks this guy in the head with a bike lock. And this escalates even further until this lovely young lady catches a heaping helping of equality. With each iteration of protest from the left becoming increasingly more violent, how long is it before this truly gets out of hand? In an Antifa thread on Reddit, after the battle for Berkeley, Reddit user The Great Corn Lord posted the need for more than bats and flags and talked about how the presence of guns would add a psychological element to holding back the fascists. What do you think's going to happen as soon as guns start showing up at these skirmishes? Because there's nothing better to call them at this point. If police in Berkeley and the cities that the groups choose to clash in the future aren't going to step in and try to keep a handle of this, it's going to get ugly and fast. What did they think was going to happen when they spent the past year dehumanizing anyone who didn't support Bernie or Hillary? When you convince thousands of people that Trump and anyone who supported him or supports Milo or Ben Shapiro or Gavin McInnes is the Third Reich incarnate, this was bound to happen. What do you think will happen in the next evolution of these protests? Disagreeing with someone's politics is not an excuse to attack them. I mean, if you can't win with your ideas, maybe your ideas suck. I'll leave you with this.
All of it began the first time some of you who know better and are old enough to know better let young people think that they had the right to choose the laws they would obey as long as they were doing it in the name of social protest.
To stay up to date on all the latest content and videos, be sure to click subscribe, and you can find me on Twitter @BradLangShow. Thanks for watching.